God damn it, what is wrong with the text-to-speech? Why is it broken again? I told the bot to reconnect. Reconnect. No, it just doesn't care. It simply does not care. I don't know what to do about this now. Wait, what is this? Hold on, there's... Wait a moment. Realize that there's another reconnect I missed. Okay. Right. Supposedly it's restarted. Let's try again.
Eka Scary Ghost loves snooze.
Okay, well, guess that's what I'll need to do if it happens again. Well, I guess I figured that out, so good. Like, that means we can get started. Go away. Good evening, greebeningings. So you wanted this. I don't know how long this is gonna take. Oh, capture. There we go. Yeah, we'll see. This might be a very short stream. This could be a very long stream. We don't know. Let's go. How much of this do I remember? Apparently not all that much. Oh yeah, right, I disabled his voice because he was annoying. Hello, Mr. Crouton. We are climbing yet again. Because I'm cheap and I can be bought. Oh, my time can be bought, I guess. Nope, this is not what I'm trying to do. So was it just me, or was today just about the longest Thursday ever? Don't even know why, but it just felt like this Thursday was insanely long. Things just weird. Not like it's something particularly annoying or frustrating happened. Boring. It was just... Time just wouldn't fucking pass. Made no sense. Same. Wrong for me. Okay, yeah, so there's something up with the time. Glitch in the Matrix or something. It was not just me, that's good to know. Well, can you don't? And I have absolutely nothing to share because obviously absolutely nothing happened since the last time I streamed. So yeah, hi, I'm Skytus. Welcome to Getting Over It, where I don't get over it. That's not how you launch yourself. Right, I apparently forgot everything, so this might be a little longer than I was hoping for. That's incredibly interesting. I didn't think I would forget this fast. Just trying to get a hang of the movement again. But my brain refuses. That I haven't even made it up to the trash cans is kind of sad. It has me a little worried. I'm hoping that somehow my skill or whatever you want to call it will return halfway through, and I will stop doing stuff like this, because otherwise this will be a very long session. Okay, there we go, finally. Yes. There we go. God had a really great day and didn't want it to end. Just enjoyed fucking with us as usual. I'm pretty well versed on the ways of God, and I can say with absolute certainty that that sounds like a very, very plausible option. He's an asshole after all. Not the fun one. Whatever that may or may not mean. You go figure that out. Just put on some music. I forgot that I had everything muted in this game. Now I'm kind of committed to the run already, so... Meh? Okay, hold on. I'll rip that. Where was I? Hello is how do you even pronounce that? Sosic 99 underscore? Where the game mainly at rest, it's like getting over it and Jump King. I don't really have much intention to play more of these types of games. This was more of a special occasion, and I guess now it's technically a sponsored stream. So I might play other of these games in the future, but for now I think I'm okay. The problem once again is I have way too many other things I want to play, so meh. I have to get through my backlog at some point. I gotta get this set up again. Hammer here. Go here and then straight down, and that's apparently not it. It's just too weak for some reason. That was a bad angle and maybe not enough speed. Hammer here and then straight down. What am I doing wrong? It just seems like he's not accelerating as much. And once again, launch myself into the roof, but still, overall, that just felt very, very slow. Something was just off. I don't know what. I don't get it, honestly. Any games which you would like to try but don't want to stream, like experiencing it for yourself? Don't think so. It mostly comes down to whether or not it would make for a reasonable stream game. So, for example, Need for Speed Most Wanted, which I'm replaying. I don't want to stream that because DMCA issues, obviously. And the music kinda is part of the game. So I can't just turn that off. I mean, I could, but that's just not fun. So I guess that. Other than that, just stuff where I can't make it entertaining, in a sense, I guess. So for example, I played some Project Diablo 2. And then I decided to stop because it's just not something that I think I can make particularly entertaining. So the only reason to watch me play PD2 is because you're interested in Diablo 2 or specifically PD2. Whereas most other games, I feel like I can at least provide some additional value on top of just the gameplay. Whether it's some insight on the game because I played it a lot, or it's random rambling, knowledge on topics, whatever it might be, but with PT2, I don't know, my brain just was kind of like in silent farming mode, and then I decided, yeah, this is not really good enough. Don't want to stream that anymore. Other than that, most stuff I play, I stream nowadays. I'm not really playing Counter-Strike anymore, which is also something I wouldn't really stream because it's very oversaturated, and also it has a tendency to get a little heated, put it like that. People are not always the kindest and the most well-spoken, so... For fuck's sake. So it's a certain risk. Well, I'm not overly worried like some other people that I might just get banned because one random person in my lobby says something racist. It's still overall just a risk I don't need to take because I feel like I can add very little, make it interesting. My gameplay, if I'm playing Counter-Strike, the gameplay is already inherently inferior compared to what you could see with most people, because I'm not particularly good at the game. I'm slightly above average in terms of the rank, so... Then the question becomes, why would you watch me when you could watch one of those thousands of other streamers? Then you have Getting Over It, which is a lot more straightforward. And it still has some novelty, so, you know, it can be interesting watching somebody that's not as good at the game struggle, and also there's just not that many people, so, you know, a reason could be, why would you watch? Well, because there's no one else to watch. Thus, I feel like this would make a lot more sense compared to the oversaturated games. Hello? Endel Raps? Or is that an uppercase I? I don't know, I'm just gonna guess that's an L. Welcome to Not Getting Over It. I'm not getting over it. Green, so I may be able to communicate well, please understand. Okay, so based on that fact, I can, based on that message alone, I can already infer that you have more than sufficient communication skills. And that there's no need to even put out such a disclaimer. Don't worry, I've had experiences with people that are not very well spoken, and you can usually at least figure out what they're trying to say. They might not be as eloquent, but you don't need to always be. And also, I hate this section. I don't know how that even worked there, but I'll take it. Cool. Record your... What? Your own commentary for Getting Over It. Love me some rambling. I mean, technically it's all being recorded right now as we're speaking. You know, the VODs are all available on Twitch after the stream. At least for a certain amount of time. Holy fuck. About a little over 14 days, but officially it's 14 days. I guess there's a little grace period. So yeah, you can listen to that for 14 days and then... Otherwise, well, at some point it'll be on YouTube. I just don't want to spam the channel, but I'm saving all of them. Take me for example. How would I take you for example? What do you mean? Example of what? I have a video to clear this game in 50 seconds. Want to watch? You will know shortcuts. No, thanks, I'm good. I've seen all the shortcuts. I've actually seen a few speedruns of this. I'm just too bad to execute them. I have all the knowledge I need. I've beaten this game 5 times so far. I'm just not good enough to do it fast, but I know how it works, in theory. Just theory and practice are always very different. Hello Nagor, is still not getting over it? No? Hey, I mean, $20 seemed like a good deal for this, although I'm starting to think maybe it wasn't. Can we get a moment to appreciate our sponsor? I don't know, can we? I'm not gonna stop. I gotta get to the top. So you all have to take a moment to appreciate our sponsor. You mean rejection? Hard to understand. Yes, how do you say this in an easy way? No thanks? Not interested? I don't know. Who's the sponsor? I'm not even gonna read that out because I'm not gonna give anyone any advertisement for free unless I have a very good reason. That's literally the same as with the certain mobile game that you all know that basically sponsored everyone. It's not good. I hate you, terrorists. And nobody should give them any publicity. It's very simple. It's a shit game. They just did viral marketing. They just spent so much that everyone's talking about them. They basically bought their way to become a meme. And you know what? That is incredibly effective because everybody has heard about it now. Which is basically what the point of advertisement is. So by referring to the meme about that game that I will not mention, you're just giving them free advertisement in a sense. You might think, yeah, it's just a meme. I'm just making fun of it. Everybody knows the game sucked. But unfortunately, that's not how advertisement works. Psychological stuff that works subconsciously, and I'm not going to go into details. You can do your own research on that. You got the conclusion. You can figure out the rest. Someone paid for this content. Damn. Yes. The best. I'm fine with promoting Cat Peasant. That's okay. I just don't want to advertise stuff just for free because it's a meme or whichever other reason, because they're popular sponsors. Because why would I when I could just charge money instead? Well, they probably wouldn't pay me because I'm not popular enough, but still the point stands. Why would I do that for free when I stand nothing to gain? They pay a lot of money for sponsorships. Yeah, they do, but that doesn't make it good. Was poking fun at this. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. I would just advise against doing it because even if it's just for a funny joke, you're still technically helping them. And I've seen some videos on the stuff they do behind the scenes. That particular mobile game, and let's just say that's not something you would want to ever support. Aside from being the generic shit pay-to-win mobile game, they've done some not particularly great things. They're not a fun company, even by mobile standards. Older Kakar. Don't think he communicates in that language, but I'm not sure. I literally cannot do this shortcut anymore. Help? I don't fucking know. I don't think I've played a single good mobile game. The only good ones are ports. There are some, although maybe not anymore by nowadays standards. But quite many, and always on the lookout for something good, but meh. But there were two. I can name you two that are or at least were good at some point. I'm gonna research that now. If you want to research on said mobile game, I would recommend you to go to YouTube, search for Upper Echelon Gaming, and then look for said game. I think they have 3 videos on it on separate topics on why the game is fucked up. shortcut. Yes, it cuts the path shorter. I didn't say anything about saving time. That's a different story. So about mobile games, they're both not developed, or I don't know if they even support it anymore. So good luck. There was Dungeon Raid, which I don't think is even on the Play Store anymore. So good luck finding that. And I had the APK, so the installation file, and I tried to install it on my phone, and it doesn't even run anymore. It just completely glitches out, and it's literally unplayable.
Oh no.
So that one is gone. It used to be a sort of like Match 3 RPG. It's difficult to explain, but it was incredibly cool for a mobile game. It didn't have any flashy graphics. It was, in terms of gameplay, relatively simplistic, but the RPG elements added a lot of depth to it, and I don't know, I thought it was probably the second best mobile game I played. And the best one would be Galaxy Hero, which I believe is even still on the Play Store, but hasn't received any updates, and the dev has gone radio silent, so I think the forums are down for it as well by now, so it's just dead. But it's a shoot 'em up RPG. I don't even want to know how much time I sunk into that. That's just, I don't know, if you can get it running on your phone, I would recommend you give it a try, because it has a free version, and then it has a paid version, which I don't think it adds any features. I think it's merely a donate version. But if it adds any features, then none of them are really necessary. It's essentially freeware. Remember Puzzle Quest being really good on Nintendo, yes. Puzzle Quest 2 was meh on mobile. Everything is meh on mobile by definition. If it's something that's popular elsewhere and then comes on mobile, it's shit. That's just how it always goes, because the only reason those big developers and publishers go for mobile is because you can just easily exploit people. The only good mobile games are the ones made specifically for mobile and not by the bigger companies that just try to milk you through loot boxes and whatever else. Galaxy Hero, not to be confused with Galaxy Legend, which is shit, because it's a generic online pay-to-win grind, pay to skip the wait or wait for your energy to recharge. Just that usual shit. I think I burned out on Match 3 games a few years ago. Well, it's not technically Match 3, it's a little different. You'll just have to find some gameplay somewhere and have a look at it. I'm getting really fucking pissed off at myself because I can't do this. Pixel Blade, maybe. I don't know, does it have a shitty sort of low-res icon? Which is a spaceship on a badge? I think that was their icon. The problem is the dev renamed at some point. I think it used to be Poppy Omega, not Floppy, but Poppy. But they renamed, so yeah, Pixel Blade it could be. Looks like Tyrion, which is amazing, and Free on Go. I mean, it's a shoot 'em up, so obviously it looks a lot like Tyrion, and that's just to be expected. Although I haven't played Tyrion, but as far as I know, it's not an RPG, unlike Galaxy Heroes. So yeah, if you just want to sink an unreasonable amount of time into a game, there you go, because it has all the things. You have different levels, you just play through, farm money, farm experience, level up. You have different weapons or beams, attacks, whatever you want to call them, that you can individually level up. And then once you've maxed everything out, or I don't know if you have to max everything out, but at some point you can just... what is there a common name for the concept? You can just rebirth, reset, whichever one. Which is, you just start over at the beginning, you're level 1 again, all your gear is gone, but you have, I don't know, 10 levels worth of extra stat points. Something like that. And you can do that, I don't know how many times. So if you really want something to grind, and it's not a pay-to-win grind, it's not like you can skip it, it's not time-gated by energy or any other stupid mechanic. If you just want a game that you can slowly grind away at, then yeah, definitely that. I don't remember. I just lost interest at some point because I played it for so many hours while it was still in active development, and then at some point the rebirth feature came out, and I sort of had the goal, yeah, let's max out everything. But then I think, I don't know if I was even halfway through or maybe before halfway through. I just sort of lost interest because it's always the same, obviously, and it just gets easier and easier. And at the time, and I don't think it's changed because I'm pretty sure it hasn't been updated since, there was no further end game. So yeah, you have the final level, which you can beat without rebirthing, restarting, whatever. And then yeah, you restart, then it gets easier and easier, but there's no true end game that you would need to grind for. So what's the point of grinding if the additional strength doesn't help you? Sure, you can get to that point then even faster for the next restart, and then even faster, and then yeah, I guess stuff dies faster and numbers go bigger, but at some point it just loses its relevance and meaning. There's nothing to be gained from it. But as I said, I played it a bunch before those things, before those restarts or whatever were a thing, so I might have already been somewhat burnt out on the game. I will keep it in mind. Just install it, and if you next time you're bored, see if it runs and give it a go. Can't go wrong with the price of free. What are you wearing? Shouldn't the question rather be what I'm not wearing? Which is anything from the waist down? I would demonstrate what I'm wearing, like my shirt at least, but sort of an inside joke. You just wouldn't really understand, so there's not too much point in doing that. Ooh. Apparently, trying to edit a PowerPoint presentation using something before, never used PowerPoint before. Well, I missed that, and I can't scroll up chat right now, so get scammed. But damn it, stop chatting, I can't scroll up. Open Office. Well, shouldn't you use LibreOffice? It's a fork of Open Office, but I don't know. I looked into it because I was confused about the differences, and I for myself decided that LibreOffice was the better choice, but I cannot tell you anymore why. LibreOffice at work, I hate it. Well, to be fair, I also hate Microsoft. I hate Microsoft Office, and that's just, I think it's just inherent with the program. I haven't used LibreOffice much, but so far it's done everything I wanted, so I'm pretty happy with it. And the price is obviously good. Off to read to the Nar girls. Hate Office, period. Yeah, there you go. Goodbye, Nagor. What are you not wearing? Going through all of your clothes that you have not on right now. Wouldn't it be easier if I just got up and brought all of them here and demonstrated? That is moving too fast. Correct. Well, chat isn't really moving too fast. I'm just reading it too slowly. Unless we decide... Well, fast is a relative term, so yeah. Fast relative to how slowly I'm reading, we can go with that. I'm just too focused on this. Office is a turd, LibreOffice is the newer one. Well, there you go. Yeah, they're just sort of holding onto their copyright or whatever. Well, not copyright because it's open source, right? But they're holding on to the name rights. I think they're not developing it any further, but they're still holding on to the name, and LibreOffice sort of wanted to take over the name because OpenOffice is still the more known one. But they're just like being, no, this is our name, screw you. I don't know, there was some conflict. You'll have to do your own research. LibreOffice works like crap. You work on large connected spreadsheets. Well, here's the thing, just don't do that. The world would be a lot better if everyone just started using CSVs. Fuck spreadsheets. They gave me so much hassle and headache already. I fucking hate them. They're great if you try to exchange information among humans. But as soon as you bring a machine into the mix, everything just is completely fucked. Fashion streams guide style. I think you will be thoroughly disappointed with my lack of clothing variety. Not how sexting works. It is now. Not up to me. I mean, just start using CSV, see what happens. In some contexts, spreadsheets are fine, but as soon as it has to be read and interpreted by a machine, it just gets awful. Just earlier this week, actually, I had to process it as an Excel sheet, and it just kept fucking up. The process kept crashing until I realized there was a cell where they just had a space, a singular space. So the cell is technically not null, but you don't see it until you actually go into the cell, and stuff like that you would easily be able to tell with a CSV, or various format problems where Excel just decided, you know what? No, this is not a date. This is just some gibberish numeric string now. Or alphanumeric, rather. And just... As soon as I have any tasks at work where it's just, here's this Excel sheet and do this, I'm immediately already pissed off. Just by default. Having anything to do with an Excel sheet is just, it's automatically trouble. There's just no way around it. Just like there's no way around trouble when you're trying to get over it. So apparently I just cannot get over it anymore. I'm starting to get tempted to just take the alternative route, honestly. I'm so painfully inconsistent with this skip. Actually ridiculous. I think this is too far to the left with the hammer. Yep. It should be okay. But I don't know what I messed up, but I messed something up. Still can put out CSVs where each value is different encoding. I didn't even have the pleasure of experiencing that yet, but that sounds incredibly fun. It's just every month with Excel is a new surprise. And then you find out that it just, when the moment you opened it, it changed the encoding. So you didn't even change anything. You just closed it again. And then all of a sudden the file is completely different and unusable. Although that usually happens if you try to open a CSV with Excel. But it's just re. It's just re. Putting things in the oven, forgetting about them, getting very upset when they're black by the time I remember about them. That just sounds like you're not a very smart and forward-thinking person. Because what a smart and forward-thinking person would do is set up a timer, but obviously your answer is gonna be, I don't need that, or nah, I can't be bothered to do that, and you would rather just be upset and then have something to complain about, to fill the empty void that you call your everyday life. Hey, you do you. I just offered you a solution, so next time you complain, I can just refer you back to this. You're welcome. Rage rant music. Yeah. I wouldn't call it rage, it's more frustration. Did before timer goes off, stared like, what the fuck are you for? Well, then you're not using the right timer. Why don't you use your phone? Use a time app where you can actually set up a name or a label or note or just something for a timer. So the timer can be like, hey, I'm the timer to remind you that you put something in the oven. And then it goes off, you pick up your phone, and you're like, oh, hey, something in the oven, right. I forgot about that. Instead of just a generic timer that cannot convey any additional information. Or would that be too easy? To cater for it, my first place I worked, a place we have to parse XLSX files. Fun. Just fun. That's what they are. Look after the pizza, you lazy fuck. Worked for me in that case. Yeah, there you go. Sounds like extra effort. I do minimum effort only. You do realize that it is extra effort to do it the way you do, because then you will have to put new food in, unless it's still consumable, but I guess it's not. So you have to put new food in, which is even more effort. So you can't even make the argument, yeah, sure, it's extra effort, but it's less effort in the short run. No. Literally minutes later is already extra effort. Oh, I just won't eat that day. Okay, so you're even worse than I am. I've had times where I was sort of too lazy to eat, but it's rare. But I've definitely had times where I was like, yeah, no, I'm just not gonna eat anything. It's already so late. That's rather rare. The thing with procrastinating, in the end, it's just more work. Yeah, but that's the thing with motivation. If you're not motivated, you just don't care. You don't think ahead. You just do, or rather do not in the moment. At least that's what I can tell from when I used to procrastinate more and from observing Terrace. I don't have any issues with procrastinating anymore, really, so I don't know. You'll have to ask somebody more knowledgeable on that for more insight. Yeah, I've just tried to take the most pragmatic approach overall. What's the best in the long run? Cheapest, the easiest, the least effort, the most effective, whatever it might be. If that means extra effort right now, then yeah, I'm usually okay with that. Less effort, more effort. Not as bad as your original attempts, Cat Peasant. The thing is, just keep going. At some point you will actually get good at punning. Just takes practice. That's what I did as well. So, you know, you just keep doing this, and at some point, maybe you'll be 10% as good as I am. Hello, Mr. Burns. If you leave pizza in the oven too long, it's procrastinating. Well, there you go. There's your pun for today. Pun of the day. Amazon is funny. Funny is not the word I would use, but yeah, sure. Bought new cutlery. Needed to age verify me because it contains butter knives. Amazon has some very interesting ways it works in some regards. It's just nobody can be bothered to fix it because of their scale, probably. I do actually know someone that works for Amazon now, and let's just say they shared some interesting stories. Can't share anything on stream here, but there's certain things where you would just be like, why does nobody care to actually fix this? This would benefit them so much in the longer run, but that's just how it is. This guy is more Cat Peasant. Yeah, when are you starting to stream? We're still waiting. The only reason I'm here is because nobody better was streaming. And because I got paid to be here. How the fuck did I do this? I seem to have completely forgotten. I know that I used to do it from this one. And then somehow I managed to do that without sliding off. Now you're starting to pay me. That's a very, very simple answer. Whenever you start to make entertaining enough content or provide enough value. Very simple. You already got payment up front with your with your mod badge. That's enough payment for the next 2 years. Okay, somehow that worked now. Just kidding, it didn't work. Holy fuck. Sounds like slavery. Nah, we don't do slavery anymore. We call it pro bono work, right? That's what it's called. Right? I think that's the legal term. For fuck's sake, don't fall down again. What did I just say? But funny that you mention your oven just today. Because today was the first time in... I don't know if it was a year already, but in quite a while that I've had a frozen pizza. What's the correct term? I mean, it's not technically frozen anymore by the time you eat it, but it used to be, so... How do you differentiate between a... used to be frozen pizza and one that was just made fresh at a restaurant? Gotta be a better way to differentiate. Volunteer. Yeah, we can also go with that. So now proper cutlery instead of shaped sheet metal. Nice, what are you gonna do with it? God damn it. thing that annoys me the most is I know how long I'll be stuck here, because I'll fuck up at the bucket and then fall all the way down here again and just struggle with the anvil over and over. Isn't it Fertigpizza in German? Yes, in German, but do you call that instant pizza? I have never heard that term, so I don't know if there's an equivalent term in English. People usually refer to it as frozen pizza, and people will know what you're talking about, obviously, but technically it is slightly misleading, because it could just be a pizza you got at a restaurant that's just still frozen, or that you froze afterwards. But pizza you got at a restaurant that's frozen for whatever reason. Fun times. German has a word for everything. That is not correct. Fork noises, yes. What was the word? That was I think it was from a Tom Scott video I've seen, where he talked about some languages, and I don't remember, but he said that I think Icelandic has a word for the wind that goes through an open window, or something along those lines. They just have a word for some very obscure thing where everyone else would just say, yeah, that's wind. Something along those lines. I don't quite remember. You'll have to watch the video, but don't think we have a word for that. But you could, of course, just make one. Just make a composite word that somehow describes it. German is agglunitative. No, you're lunatic. What's the fucking word? You're lunatic. There we go. Holy fuck. German is geil. Has its benefits. Certainly also has its downsides. It's workable. Let's go with that. Certainly better than French in my opinion, because they have so many confusing weirdnesses with pronunciation. But German is also not particularly easy from what I've heard for other people. We just need one unified language that is simply consistent with how you pronounce stuff. Imagine the stuff was actually consistent with how it's written and how it's pronounced. How great would that be? You just see a word and you know how to pronounce it. Basically like Latin, but I guess a language that's still in use somewhere. Agglunitative, you can form compound words from simpler words. I can figure that. I could figure that out based on context, yeah. Hard to learn, hard to master. I don't know how hard it is to learn. It depends on for whom, I guess. Because a Dutch person trying to learn German will certainly have an easier time than somebody that's maybe not even familiar with the... What are our characters? Roman characters? I don't know whichever character set we use. Like that Malcolm in the Middle episode where the Native American ends ran with, they have only one word for snow. Snow. I watched very few episodes of that show. I've never seen the appeal for it. It was just like, okay, yeah, I kind of want to watch TV, and I guess it's on. I can't remember a single funny or memorable, interesting or otherwise noteworthy moment from that show. I've seen, I don't know, let's say 20 episodes in total, maybe. Probably a little less, but let's just say 20. Fertig plus pizza equals fertig pizza. Yep. Watch that episode. You missed out big time. You always miss out. Everything in life is an opportunity cost. And To be quite honest, I haven't heard particularly many great things about the show. It's mentioned occasionally, so a lot of people have seen it, but it's not, to my knowledge, a very highly praised show, so it can't be that good. And as someone that watches very few shows and movies, I guess I would rather watch other stuff. Or do other stuff. Coming back to the topic of opportunity cost. I have the choice. I could either do streaming related stuff, whether that's actually streaming, doing research, working on my stream, or I could watch a show. I am probably gonna pick the former. Do people ever talk about shows like Lost anymore? Yeah, but in a very negative context. It's usually mentioned with examples like, oh yeah, you've seen this show? Yeah, watch it up until this episode. It's basically like Lost, where the last episode is just pretend it doesn't exist. Unless I'm confusing it, because I haven't seen Lost. But if I remember correctly, Lost had a last season that was very not well received. So I've seen it mentioned a few times as a negative example. It's like, yeah, it's like Lost, where the last season should just never have happened. You know how it ends, the show is kinda done. Yeah, I have no idea about Lost. I know that it used to be pretty popular, but I've never watched it. I don't even know the concept about it. I have no knowledge. Drops Malcolm Simpsons. I can remember the funny moments. Well, not everything has to have specific memorable moments. If it just leaves a general impression on you, that's also fine. So, for example, the book 1984, I couldn't really name specific instances of stuff that happened. I have very, very vague memories, but I couldn't even put them into a coherent sentence. I just know that there were a few things, like the ministries of love, truth, and all of that, but overall, I couldn't really tell you much. It doesn't have many memorable moments in that context, or in that sense, but it still left a profound impact on me, I would say. So, not everything necessarily has to have small, memorable chunks of it. It can also just be the overall message that's conveyed, but if it's not that as well, then yeah, obviously you're missing something in that show. Game of Scrubs season 7 and 8. Game of Scrubs wasn't great. Doesn't ruin earlier episodes. Isn't that the thing with most shows though? Towards the end they just, at least nowadays, any more modern show, towards the end everything just gets kind of milked. It's just how it is. Just like with games, more DLC and more and just shitty season updates and whatever else it might be. Stuff that nobody wants. You just have a brand and then you milk the fuck out of it. Look at Game of Thrones. They just had to put out new stuff even though the books weren't written, so they just sort of went off on their own. And, well, anyone that watched or followed Game of Thrones knows how well the last season went. They might as well just have not done it. Just not do the season. Just leave it as it is. Whatever. Open-ended, I guess. That's just the norm nowadays. You know, wait, plane crash on a remote tropical island. Lost. That by itself obviously doesn't sound that appealing, but you could always make it interesting. Isn't that almost the concept of Lord of the Flies? 1984 traumatized me, couldn't finish it. I already knew about it and I read it in like 12th grade or something, so I was already somewhat in the know about some of the shit Facebook and the likes were doing. We had to read one of 3 books. It was either 1984, Animal Farm, or Lord of the Flies. And I heard a lot of things about 1984, so I wanted to read it. Because that seemed like an actually interesting book. And I gotta say, yep, that's actually a really, really good book that I would recommend pretty much anyone that is interested in in that general topic, I guess. Getting more and more relevant again. I might read it again if I still have my book. But I'll have to check. If I have it, it's not here, it's at my parents' place basically. So I would have to check there, find it. How the fuck? That made no fucking sense whatsoever. See if it's there and then pick it up. Ministry of Silly Walks. I mean, that's really what this game is. Just a silly walk with a silly walking stick. Know the ending, but I just couldn't. It's not particularly fun when you realize how close to reality it is nowadays in many regards. But I just found it all the more incredible because it's written in, what was it, 1934? So that was his vision for 50 years in the future, and that was a dystopian vision in, well, we are obviously more than 50 years out from 1934, whenever it was written, but in several regards, we are shockingly close to it. Especially if you look over at China. Especially if you look at the social credit system and their mass surveillance and everything. And you just realize how that dystopian vision is just slowly becoming a reality. And that's just, yeah, not fun. But I guess it's also good to be aware of it, so you can try to stop it. There's also Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. What's that? I haven't heard of that. That's another book? Is it worth reading? I don't think I mean, I've heard the name, but that's about it. Should I read it? The thing which hurt the most. There were so many things that have happened right now. Yeah. It hits very close to home in that regard. Definitely have to read both, get the full picture. Wait, hold on, I missed some messages there. The series is story-driven, the bad ending ruins everything. Yeah, I guess. If each episode is independent, doesn't really matter. True. Like, with Community, was it the Community? I know, the last episodes were not awful, but they weren't as good. They could have easily stopped earlier, but I don't think it ruined the show. These days, even if you mention 1984, you label conspiracy theorist. 1948. I don't know. The problem is, I think that people just, they don't want to bother actually thinking and, what's the word? Auseinandersetzen. Help. They don't want to deal with the reality that they're in, so they're just like, nope, this is not happening. Or it's simply, well, I don't see it, so it's not happening. It's that logic. So yeah, it's just, nope, you're just a conspiracy theorist. Makes it a lot easier to just write someone's ideas off if you don't have to disprove them, you know? So if you're just lazy and you just don't want to argue, well, you're clearly crazy, so there's no need to argue with you because you are in fact insane. Okay, argument is over. It's a dystopic future book. Oh, hold on. Yeah, I would recommend it if you like 1984. 1984 is the bad ending to human history. Brave New World's the other bad ending. Say something against surveillance cameras. People claim that you're against safety. So what you are saying is that I should in fact read this. Not even kidding, literally started yesterday. Well, no, I didn't technically start. I'm still reading the foreword, I think. Which, I'm not quite sure why the fuck that's there, because that's mostly confusing, but now I'm committed, so I'll just finish reading the foreword and then actually start reading it. The book has been lying around here for maybe even 2 months at this point. I'll explain why, but basically, the short version is I was busy, I couldn't read it because I was reading something else, called the D&D Player Handbook. So I was planning to read this book anyway for quite a while, but I wanted to finish D&D first so that I can get ready for our campaign. I don't remember when, a few months ago, maybe 4 or 5, I slowly started deciding that I kind of want to read more again, or I guess at all, in terms of books. And then I asked around some people that know my taste somewhat, asked for some suggestions, and then I also asked on Chris' Discord, actually. If you're already on there, well, if you had paid attention to the culture channel, you would have known. Fuck's sake. But yeah, basically, I don't really know what kind of books I like to read, because what I used to like is very different, because that was probably over 10 years ago. I just know that I read 1984. That was probably also like 10 years ago. Maybe? Ish. And it still left a profound impact on me to this day. So I know that I like that kind of stuff. And then I just got a few recommendations and went through them. And Brave New World looked like the most interesting one of them. So gonna read that and then get back to the people. See what else they recommend then. There's a few books on my list now. Yeah, that's about all I need to say. Same edition, I think. It was the cheapest one, that's why I picked it. That by ring you could also read something interesting and we could discuss it. That might be interesting. Well, once again, the problem, I would have to find something that is not copyrighted anymore, where the copyright has expired. And I don't know how well that would work with the general stream in terms of personality I've built here. I don't know how well that would fit in. It's more like an easy-going joke at everything stream with occasionally, of course, I'll talk about more serious stuff, but generally it's more easygoing. So I don't know how well that will work. What happens if you ride the snake? €5 donation and I'll show you right now. I dare you. Yes, it goes all the way to the start. You literally just go back to the start. Could read some Lovecraft. HP Lovecraft is common good now. I gotta finish this first, and then there's like 2 or 3 other books from the suggestions of those people that I want to read. And then I'll hopefully have a better idea of what I like and don't like. And then I'll decide on what to read further. There's very little point in planning to read like 20 different books now, when I have such little clue of what I actually like in terms of literature. So for now, I'm just sticking to this and slowly working through those few. And then I'll plan my next few books, I guess. And if 1984 is still... If I still have the book somewhere lying around, I'll also definitely reread that one. Eye of Argon. No idea what that is. Also an interesting read in my opinion is The Manifesto by Kaczynski. Never heard of those, and quite honestly, I don't think I will remember. Common good is not the right word, but you know what I mean. No, not really. Predictions were also very accurate. I don't know what you're trying to say. Common goods. Common good, rather. The thing is, I don't have to necessarily read dystopian stuff that has turned out to be accurate. I think the stuff that is not accurate might even be, I don't know if more, but at least similarly interesting, because there was a time when you read 1984 and it was not accurate, and then it just turned out to become accurate. And just in that same vein, something else that might not be accurate now could be in 10 years. But it's also not like I just have to read dystopian novels. That's just, as I said, 1984 just happened to leave the most profound impact, and still to this day. And also, I don't really remember too many other books I read. I know that I read the Artemis Fowl books when I was relatively young. I enjoyed them, but don't know how much I would enjoy them nowadays. Oh, public domain, I think. No one claimed, yeah. I think public domain. I don't know if that's only in terms of American law, but at least that's the term I use. Yeah, public. It's in the public domain. Something like that. The game license is taken, but the rest is fair game. Oh, thank you. You're welcome. Who are you? Yeah, as I said, it'll take some time, because I read maybe like every other night for half an hour or so. I'm just slowly getting into it again. But hey, who knows, maybe I'll get hooked and just skip through the entire, well, not skip, but just speed through the entire book. For now, I'm just slowly getting back into it. God damn it, I know what I'm doing wrong. I just, my brain is just refusing to do the right thing. Okay, I don't know what I did wrong there, to be honest. 9% no major chapter skips, yes. But I'm allowed to skip the prologue and the epilogue and the credits. And the... what's it called? The dedication? Widmung? I don't know what they're called in English. I think they're called something along those lines. Help? Hey, the offer still stands. €5, I'll go back. I'll go ride the snake. Oh, for fuck's sake, I hate this bucket so much. Fun fact, there's actually a speedrun category for this game. Well, a category extension, so it's none of the main categories, but there's a speedrun category for Golden Snake. I think it's what they call it. Which involves going up here, up to this point, riding the snake down. Going up here, riding the snake down. Going up here, riding the snake down. Doing that literally 50 times. And then finishing the game. And no, I'm not making this up. Feel free to check yourself. Check for yourself. On speedrun.com in the Getting Over It category extensions. That was a weak one. Oh, that might still... Yep, we're still good. There's some insane categories for this game. There's even one where literally all the assets are just gone. So the map is practically invisible. And I think the world record is still under 2 minutes. just... You don't know where you are? Well, somehow, obviously you do, but... You know, you thought Tetris with not seeing where the blocks are was impressive? Watch that. For fuck's sake. No, cat peasant. You haven't even finished this game. You're not allowed to speak. I saw that you played this and you gave up very quickly. You're weak. Cat peasanting over its stream when? Shit. That's an unlucky bounce. Nope, that's not it. I played it a long time ago. Well, I didn't specify when you played it. Yeah, that's likely true, but as far as I know, you haven't finished this game, so when are you changing that? Play it again after your stream. Oh, how did it go? Did you remember, did you realize again how much you disliked the game and why you quit it the first time? I think I already go... Shit. Never get past the oranges. How many attempts did I need for the oranges, honestly? It's kind of expected to get stuck there, I think. No, do not fall down. At least I presume by oranges you don't mean the actual oranges, but rather the part above them. Because the oranges themselves are pretty easy, actually. I think on the second try already I managed to get up there, but the rocks above are just... they're really evil. Maybe 5. Wait, what are we talking about? Shit. Not enough power. If you fail there, you basically fall most of the way down. True, but once you've done that part a few times, I find getting to the stairs is a lot more difficult than doing the part past the stairs. Once you're on top of the stairs, you just sit down on the top of... once you're past the stairs, you just sit down at the edge of the chair, launch yourself up, grab the security camera, launch yourself up from the couches, and then it's just kind of easy going from there comparatively. So either doing the skip or getting up the slide and all that is a lot more difficult in my opinion than the other part. And then you just get back to the oranges and practice again until you manage. This is not supposed to be a game that you just play for 2 hours and then beat. At least not on your first try. Finally. I don't think you needed too many tries for those rocks. It was still quite a few. It was probably like 10. I know that I got very frustrated because I couldn't figure out how they actually work, and still nowadays I'm not quite sure why it works more consistently now, because I don't feel like I changed anything, but it does, so I guess I'm not gonna complain. It first happened, that was insta close. Yeah, obviously you have to be ready for falling down so that you don't fall all the way. I don't understand where I can hook into this fucking mountain. So there's that one. There's this one. And then there's one like here that's not great but can work, and then you just hope that you manage to get a grab, and then you do this and just hope. Why did I slide a little further to the side there? That was odd. Okay. Just careful now. What? Hello? There we go. Yes, I've conquered the ice cliff. The worst part of the game in terms of design, level design. Visually, it's okay, I guess. Oh. Oh! Why did I do that? Okay. That's what she said. Damn it. Why am I struggling so much with this now? There we go. Yeah. Okay. How long did that take? Whoa. Oh, almost 1.5 hours. You know, we're still going up. We're good. Well, you got good value out of your money in that regard, I guess. "47 minutes. Almost exactly the same time I had last run. That was 46 or something around that. Anyone know what happened to Ryu? Yeah, sort of. Ryu's video. Wait, a new one? So he started posting more mental health stuff, and that he's just, I guess, not doing too well, and then he wanted to start just talking to people, just have like an hour-long conversation about whatever, sort of like a podcast. And then a few days ago, I don't remember how many, he just started streaming again, but from what I could read on the Discord, apparently he had some kind of mental breakdown and managed, yeah, he got banned, and then he was taken to hospital by his wife. That's about what I know. And I think he tweeted today or yesterday where he just said that explanations will come, but he needs time, and it's just, I don't know. But from what I can tell, and I haven't seen it, I'm just trying to piece together what people are writing on Discord. Some sort of mental breakdown on stream that got him banned. We don't know if it's temporary or permanent. I presume it's only temporary, because I don't think he's ever had any infractions before. Infractions, not infractions, right? Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. I don't know, he's trying to sort of get himself figured out right now, and then I hope he'll be back. We'll see. Honestly, refuses D2R. That's the one. Well, that's old, isn't it? Finish the game while I was on the shitter route. $20 and I'll do it again. Simple as that. The tips thingy is below. Otherwise, I'm just gonna stop for today. And the reason for getting banned. Yeah, as I said, I think he also said some some racist stuff, but I'm not sure, so I don't want to put out any false information. He apparently, allegedly said some crazy stuff on stream and got himself suspended or banned. Subs are still subbed. Yeah, they said that, but we don't know for sure. Only Twitch knows, unless, well, it might be in the Twitch leak, depending on how recent the data that was leaked is. Anyways, we did what we wanted to. Go away, music. So it's time to leave. Outro. Music. Relatively short stream. I mean, this was really just a bonus stream. Funded and sponsored by Cat Peasant because he wanted me to get over it, which I did in an embarrassingly long time, honestly. I reset halfway through, so if you take the entire time, it would be more like 1 hour 15-minute run, so meh. Not particularly good, but it is what it is. I'll go find someone to raid, and then... Is it still relatively early? Speaking of Ryu, he posted a video actually. Here, hold on. I don't know if you're on the Discord, but he posted this a little over an hour ago. 1, please watch this video. 2, please read this image. 3, I love you very much. Thank you for your support. And then there's... Yeah, I don't know. I guess because it's relevant. Here you go. That's he posted that as well in his announcements channel. I'll go over that after the stream. Where are we going? Rate this guy. He's pretty chill. He tends to get somewhat agitated when he gets frustrated. No, oh, Terry's actually streaming at what a weird hour. You know what? I think we'll go there. Also, actually, how about you just join the Discord? Because I might actually stream some more to, well, it's not really a stream, it's more of a hangout, but I might play some Need for Speed Most Wanted, stream it on Discord and just hang out there in, I don't know, half an hour or so. You'll see, but if you're interested, or for whichever other reason, you know how a Discord works, I presume, so you should join. So I'm gonna be raiding Terry Woodini, and then I'll actually watch the video from Ryu, because I'm also interested in what the hell is going on. I've been following it, as you can tell. And I will see you either on Discord or possibly on Saturday for Bible reading and maybe also D&D character creation afterwards, depending on how exhausting it will be. Hello, Hansa! You missed it. Unless you were lurking, then you didn't miss it, but we got over it for the 5th time. We're raiding Terry. He's playing The Bard's Tale. I don't even know what that is, quite honestly. Apparently a game from 2018 that's actually pretty new. He usually plays older retro stuff, just does first playthroughs, but yeah, I have no idea what this game is about. Bard's Tale, we'll find out. So, you know, if you like blind playthroughs of, I think he's mostly playing RPGs, and there's also a few others, but yeah, retro and RPGs mainly what he's doing, I think. You might be interested. Listeners, some might say lurker. Same thing, yeah. Bard's Tale is a remake. Okay. Well, there you go. Let's find out what the remake is about. Raid is starting in 10 seconds anyway, so I got over it. Goodbye.